As we like to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our Counselor, Press Secretary from the Embassy of the Russian Federation, Mr. Petr Sizov, here with us. And we truly look forward to getting to hear from you as well, dear sir. Everyone, can we please have a lovely round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen? We truly appreciate it. Jitendra sir, please join our center stage. Thank you very much. Thank you. Honorable Mr. Petr Sizov, our Counselor, the Press Secretary from the Embassy of the Russian Federation. May we please have the pleasure of getting to hear from you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Short video to the later.
Should we play the video first? As you say, first we can hear from you and then we'll... Whatever you say, what do you want?
Well, let me start with the video.
We start with the video so that you can...
Good evening, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here. I see so many familiar faces and the people who are all the time with us. And as if I'm from Moscow, I would like to introduce Moscow as a tourist point. It will take you just 2 minutes, and then I'm going to have several words to say.
Sure, sir. May we please have the audio visual first and dim the lights as well, please.
What do you feel being here in Moscow? Delight of scale, which can be compared with limitless hospitality. In this vast of life, you feel constant movement without any intentions to stop. You cognize the contrasts, where traditions are nearby something new. You see the joy of every day and desire to be better. Here, you're filled with the spirit of culture guarded for centuries and shared with the whole world. Here you enjoy the freedom of brave decisions, the freedom of revelations. You're overwhelmed with pride. The pride for the great achievements and historical breakthroughs. You're inspired by perspectives and have the opportunity to get and share the priceless experience. Here, you're filled with happiness, long-awaited meetings, and time spent in this city. You discover the style of every detail and event. Moscow has its own for everybody. Majestic, business, romantic, musical, festive, sports. But in common, Moscow is the same for all. Moscow unites. See you in Moscow.
Thank you very much, Excellencies, colleagues, friends, brothers. Because you know, for us, for Russians, Indians, our usually brothers. जैसे हम रूस में बोलते हैं पुराने ज़माने से हिंदी रूसिया कौन है भाईन है जो जवान लोग आजकल रखते हैं वही चीज़ शायद याद नहीं है लेकिन रूस में अगर आप किसी को सड़क पर स्टॉप करना है और पूछते आप भारत के बारे में क्या जानते हैं ज़रूर राज कपूर of course elephants all this chai being and you know even chai in Russian is chai as well because it comes by land, not by plane, not by water, and is 555 years ago, as Afanasy Nikita traveled from Russia to India. It took him almost 8 years. Now it takes you just 6 hours from Delhi to fly to Moscow daily. We also have flights from Moscow to Panaji Goa. It's gonna be flights from St. Petersburg to Delhi as well, and now we're just waiting Indian side to open flights to Mumbai because sometimes it's much more easy to fly to Mumbai. Sometimes now we use connection flights. You know, what is India for Russia and Russia for India? It's not only spices, elephants, space cooperation, oil buying, Brahmas all the time, people saying, education and medicine. Now it's much more. And by the way, today is the 1st of September. In 1965, it was the factory of producing of medical instruments was found in Madras, which is Chennai. And I have this calendar. Probably every month we have several important events, which is about friendship between our two countries. This year is very remarkable for Russia and India. We have 77 years since establishment of diplomatic relations. We have 40 years since the first Indian cosmonaut, Rakesh Sharma, whom I know personally and very impressed, was flying to the space with the Russian space ship. We also have this year 120 years and 150 years of two Rorschach painters. These people were living, a century ago, and they did for people-to-people diplomacy between our two countries much more than we do, the people inside sitting in the offices. And as I told you, this year we also mark 555 years since the trip of Afanasy Nikitin from Russia to India. And that time it took him several years. And he arrived to India 30 years before Vasco da Gama. But Vasco da Gama, I don't want, to nervous our European friends. He was not a diplomat. And Afanasy Nikitin, he was a diplomat and a businessman, first of all. He wrote a book about his adventures on the way to India, and actually it was the first person to bring Indian culture and Indian spices to Russia, almost much more than 5 centuries before. I show you 2 minutes of Moscow, because I'm from Moscow, but Russia is not only Moscow, like India is not Delhi. We have St. Petersburg, where my colleague is from. He's sitting over there. Next time I think he's going to tell about St. Petersburg. My father is from Siberia, Omsk, it's in the middle of our country. We have Vladivostok, we have Sochi, where you can swim in the sea. The most amazing thing for foreigners is to take a trip from Moscow to Vladivostok. Can you guess how many days the travel in train takes you? 7 days, 1 week. And you see during this period, you can see European part, then you see Ural, then you see Asia, then you see east, far east. And now we maintain the channel of Chennai to Vladivostok, because this way, Russia seems to be closer, and now we deliver almost several roads, several trips already been done, and I want it to be increased. If talking about tourists to Russia, you can choose any season and any kind of tourism you want to see. It could be family travel, it could be extreme travel, it will be culture travel, gastro travel, travel, and health tourism. And health tourism is very popular among Russians to India, because yoga is very popular in Russia. Where is the best yoga? Correct, 6 hours flight to Delhi, then 2 hours further. So I don't have enough, time to put all my emotions in this 10-minute speech. But I think we're going to continue our meetings like that. It's my pleasure to see these faces, my friends from Latin America, from Africa, with whom we are much more closer right now. I also glad to meet Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Ethiopia, who is a new member of BRICS. And we have 10 countries already, and India was a co-founder as Russia. And I think together we can do everything we want. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you so much. So true. We really look forward